Yes, sir. Welcome, everybody, to the Boardman Gets Paid podcast. I'm your host, Andre Lindo Cafe on Twitter or X.
Still
And
Twitter.
today, it's forever going to be Twitter for me.
Yeah.
And today, I also have regular shells on the
Yes,
ones
sir.
and twos. What's up?
I'm here. I'm back. What's going on?
How you living, bro? How you living?
Man, I'm living comfortable, man. Can't complain. God is good, man.
God is good. God is good.
All
All
right.
the time.
God is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so this week we are going to talk about our beloved Raptors, and we have some interesting NBA news that have kind of popped
Yes.
out. A trade, right as we
Yes.
were talking, and then
Injury.
I really want to talk about these injuries, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on, man! Like, it's getting crazy. So,
Nasty.
sit back, relax. I don't know if you guys are watching or live or recording, but please like, share, subscribe,
Yes.
give us some comments. Let me know what I'm saying, how you feel, and yeah, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so Raptors go 0-2 this week. You said 1-1. I remember.
I had a little faith in them. They were playing well, but I mean, things happen, right? But yeah.
1-1, and so they lose to the New York Knicks, and it was a national televised game. Didn't even know that.
Only game on the schedule for the NBA. I don't know how that happened. Who messed up at scheduling? I don't know if it's the AI bot that they use to schedule games now, but yeah, it's the only game on, and I think it kind of looked. I think people got to see us for real, but not really like at our best. Which is fine.
we saw us for real. Didn't who got injured in that game? Someone got injured. Scotty
got injured, yeah.
Scotty went down and he was playing well.
Yep. Rolled his ankle, was in a boot after the game, and a couple days later out of a boot. So I don't know where this goes.
Yeah, it's called Tank Nation. So this is what happens. You roll an ankle, you're out for 8 weeks, bro.
Roll the tank, baby. And guess what? You're out for 8 weeks, but you're jumping up on the sidelines. Make it make sense, man.
Hey, I've had an ankle injury. I played basketball on an ankle injury.
Listen, man. I've watched guys with knee surgery jumping up on the sidelines in tight pants. You know, make it make sense.
I don't know, but let's talk about this game. We are in a new system, guys. You don't see the fancy stuff around it, but this time we got a little bit better system. So let's talk about this game. First up, RJ Barrett, crazy game, and we talked about,
revenge game.
Yeah, I guess it's a revenge game. Emmanuel quickly was hyping him on the bench and stuff like that. He got 30 points. This one doesn't have everything.
Stats? You got stats? No?
I got stats, but it ain't showing let's see. There we go. So RJ Barrett, 13 for 24, very efficient, 3 for 7 from 3-point range. Really efficient 30 points. Right. And we've talked about this when he does drop 30 or more points. We're a good team. And then when he doesn't, he's like a negative, right? And then for a person, and this is what I don't understand about plus minus, for a person to drop 30 points to only have a +4, something.
I think the plus minus is basically how many points, the point differential while you're on the court. So if you're getting blown out by 30 and you're on the court, even though you're dropping 25, I think the averages would be like your -5 or -6, right? Because it goes by point differential. How much you're affecting the game to the points being scored on you while you're on the floor, right?
It's interesting when you say that because there was one time Battle only played 4 minutes, was +25, and it didn't even make sense because he only was on the court for a few minutes.
The averages, man. Maybe they went on a run. Maybe run while he was on the floor, right? Who knows?
It's just kind of crazy, man. Sometimes someone will be on the court. Like Davion Mitchell has been very interesting. His plus minus, I think he may actually lead the Raptors because
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, but the weird thing is the Raptors, defensively are good with him on, but then offensively they just
this is the point, right?
Yeah.
So if he's stopping guys from scoring,
Mm-hmm.
that means his value kind of goes up, right? In a sense,
So
it's
is
a
it
weird.
that the
It's
defense is weighted more than the offense? Is that probably it?
could be, or maybe the defense kind of outweighs the offense in that point because
Mm-hmm.
if I'm scoring 5 points, in a stretch of 10 minutes, but I hold the opponent to zero, you know, the average there kind of outweighs, or the defense outweighs the offense at that point, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I
So
don't know.
yeah,
I don't know how they calculate it completely, but come on, boy, Grady, sweetest jumper
Scotty
right now.
just giving it up. I'm just gonna throw a few highlights on there, but
Yeah,
so this game was very interesting. It was pretty close
it
early, and
was.
then as soon as Scotty kind of got that injury, it kind of started to dwindle down.
Yeah,
And Nick started to pull away in the fourth. They did a little fake comeback as usual.
yep.
They,
In
yeah,
Raptors fashion, the star players for the opposing team, kind of played their best game
yeah,
down the stretch, and we had no answer for them
yeah, and that's true. Jalen Brunson was in check for a while though. Like he
for
was in
the
check,
entire game. Let's be
and
real.
then he kind of does a little bit better, and I think in the fourth quarter. I wonder if they
Yeah,
changed
he got a couple of favorable calls,
Yeah.
on the road. A couple of ticky tack calls. He had that 4 point play where I think the air kind of brushed
Mm.
his elbow. The air conditioning kind of hit his elbow, and then he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
got a foul call.
The normal things that happen around us.
Absolutely. I
Um,
watched a replay like 4 times. No one touched him.
nobody,
Uh,
nobody.
he didn't even like
He
react
didn't
or
even, yeah, he didn't even flop.
just
Like,
say, "Oh, foul."
uh,
I'm like, what
but
the heck?
when we talk about this game, like the guy that stood out the most this game, especially, was Jacoby Walters.
Yeah,
The rookie got 19.6 of 12 from the
solid game.
field. But here's the weird thing, and this is, I promised that I wouldn't start to bring up coaching,
Okay,
and
sure.
I'm not bringing him up. I'm just saying
Okay, go ahead.
Jacoby was doing so well,
Yeah,
and then he sat Jacoby for so long in that third quarter. And it
yeah,
was just like, he was the only one that was playing with a lot of effort to try to
yeah,
score, and then you take him off and then kind of leave him on the bench. I don't understand those things. It's like,
yeah,
but then there's someone online, a friend of mine online, he's there like, I think if the Raptors really do play those rookies, the minutes that they're giving these vets, the
yeah.
Raptors may actually win some games, and because I think our rookies are better than advertised, right? So I don't
Our
know what it is, man.
our guys right now are overachieving in a sense, right? For
Yeah,
rookies, I'm not gonna say like overall because they are talented guys. Jacoby's a 5-star recruit coming out of high school,
true, true.
right? Like he was, touted
He's
to be a
top
star
five,
player,
yeah,
and
top five
you know,
in that draft too.
right. And a lot of kids go into college and they get molded by the program, right? So, once they come to the league, like look at Scotty. Scotty was an amazing high school player,
Yeah,
goes to Florida State, becomes a system player,
hmm,
right? And then he comes to the league and he's all of a sudden he's just world changing talent. Um, so I think it's hard to look at a rookie and be like, man, he's a young player. Let's kind of ease him along. Like these kids are good, man. Jacoby's the patience, the wherewithal that he has on the court. Like he doesn't look scared at all. He's going for his buckets. He's playing the right way.
yeah,
He's not rushing. He's not doing any of that. But I don't know. I don't know if the coach is seeing something. I don't know if it's an offense defense thing. I don't know. But
mhm,
there was no reason to sit him at that point.
yeah.
Point of the game, he
I
was
like
playing.
the way some of the things that I don't know if if it's playing here, but some of the things I've been kind of seeing. I don't even know if I have any. It's just the way that he is like attacking angles
Yeah,
when he's has it in a half court, and then when a shot goes up, he's already trying to try to get to the offensive rebound.
absolutely.
He's cutting. He's a really good cutter, right?
Hmm.
And then when he has the ball, like something that we've kind of been missing is just like a lack of just having ball handling skills
Yes,
to
yes,
get into angles,
yep.
those kind of things. And I really like the way that he's looking. And some people are like, oh yeah,
You go
that's
right
what
here. There you
Shaw.
go. Look,
Oh
you go right there. There's a play
yeah,
right there. Pull that back
let
because
me pull that back. Yeah, that one
he
I remember that one too.
he clearly has the ball handling to get to a spot.
Oh,
Like
look at that. Hold on, look at this. Okay.
he just
Mhm.
dribbled into open spot. Look at that.
Pop, pop.
Here's the screen, right
Look
open
at
right
that.
there.
And
That's
then
not a rookie move.
the recognition
Yeah.
to kind of he's going to gather, but
Yep.
just being patient enough to see what the defense is going to give him,
He
and
had
then he
two
stepped
options.
through.
Yeah,
Oh
two
man,
options
I
based
like
off
that.
the dribble, right? And for a rookie, that's something that
Mhm.
you don't know coming out of college. Like you don't have those or that poise to say, okay, let me read the defense and make a move here. Like that's a natural talent.
That's natural, yeah,
You
and
know?
I like him, and I'm not saying that I was like, oh, I'm not. When he was first drafted, this is not the guy that I wanted, and
Mhm.
it's basically because the Raptors needed size,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm not angry that we got him because I feel that, uh, he's a talent. I think he's going to be a good bench player. That's how
yes,
I'm seeing it. People are
yep.
saying no, this guy's going to be a starter,
I
and
believe so.
and my issue is that we have Bruce Brown about to kind of come off of injury now.
Hmm.
You have Ochai that's been playing very well. It's like trying to
Yep,
get fine minutes for him. And then another person that didn't even get minutes this game was Jamal Shed, one of my favorite players
yep,
here.
yep.
So like where does he fit into terms of this team now? I guess it's not like what do you think about that?
So for me, I've always been a proponent of like you gather as much talent as you can and
Mhm.
see what fits, right?
And figure
Let
it
the
out. Yeah.
players let the players figure it out in practice. Meaning like let's go at each other,
Hmm.
right? If you have two great shooting guards, let them go at each other, right? The Raptors had, I remember at one point Jose and Kyle Lowry. It's like two
Hmm.
different point guards who are starters in the NBA, but let them go at it in practice and see who comes out on top, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, Kyle was a better player, so he rose to the top. But my point is like you can never have too much talent on your team,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
You never know injuries or a guy might have a cold streak or whatever the case is. You got someone else that's ready to go,
Yeah.
right? Let's not try to predict someone's future like too soon. You know what I mean? Let's
Yeah.
see where he goes from here. We know Bruce Brown's not going to be here long term, right? We know Jamal Shed is going to be here long term. We know
Hmm.
David might not be here long term. We don't know yet. Um, right. So let's just gather as much talent as we can, and especially in a rebuilding year, you got to see what you have,
Yeah.
right? I want
Yeah.
to see what my guys are like in practice. On the road. I want to see what they're like mentally in close games. Like I want to see what I have. So let me gather as much. I don't want no one to feel comfortable. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like there should always be
I get you. I get you.
competition
And
for every team. So yeah,
I like that thought process of just constant competition. No one
absolutely.
has and then the last thing we got to talk about is the injury of Scotty Barnes. Like,
It's tough, man.
man, it
Tough,
was it's such a sad wave going down too. He went up for a rebound, tried to,
tough.
and then
Broken ankle.
Cat always be Look, okay, let me just say this about Cat. Um, Remember when and this I think only Toronto people may understand this. If
Yeah,
you're not a Toronto people, you won't understand. But
right.
when we were growing up and
Mm,
you ever find like one of them pretty boys from like Richmond Hill
okay.
and they always had this high pitched kind of like weird voice. He's not really from Scarborough, Toronto,
Not a
Brampton,
hood man.
Mississauga
It's not
area.
for the ends. Not for the
He's not
ends.
a hood man's, but
Nah, 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 nah.
he's black, so he thinks he needs to be.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
he sounds like that guy, like a like
He
a
sounds like
Mount Pleasant dude or something. Like
to me. He sounds like he ate dinner with his family every night at 7 o'clock
yeah, yeah.
with a
He
knife and
didn't
fork, and
nothing rough happened to him.
he asks to be excused from the table. You know what I mean? Type of guy. He's the type of guy that had prep schools coming out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his dad used to pick out his outfits and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
You know that
stuff like that.
meme? You know
He
that Kobe meme? Soft, soft. That's
yeah.
him.
But listen, no disrespect to Cat, but like we know those type of guys. We
Oh
know.
my god! And
We know what you are.
this man at the end of the game, New York, New York.
Oh my god.
It was his first time winning in Toronto
Yeah, I
ever,
know. I know.
ever.
He tried to play it off in the post game. He's like, "Oh, I haven't won here in a long time, bro. You've never won.
Never won, bro.
What are you talking about?
Like how many years he's been in the league?
He's been in the league at
So,
least 7 or 8 years now,
he can't
at
beat
the
Toronto.
very least. Yeah, you know.
Uh,
So um,
That's
it
what
was,
happened.
it was a tough injury to watch, and
Yeah.
I saw
Mhm.
online this guy was saying how Scotty Barnes is injury prone. Can I
No.
just say this right now? If you look back at every one of Scotty's injuries,
Mhm.
they've all been freak accidents, right?
Yeah.
What I mean by that is you got Joel Embiid swinging his arms.
Yeah.
You got
Stomped on him.
yeah, Stomp. You got Jokic throwing his elbows. hit him in the eye. Like, what are we talking about? That's not being injury prone, right?
Yeah,
Injury
it's not
prone is
like
you're walking up the court and you tear meniscus, God forbid.
or you're cooking something in the kitchen, you cut your hand.
Yeah, and you cut your hand and you know, or you slip in the bathtub, Rudy Gay. Like, what are we talking about here? This is not injury.
OG was doing chores and cut his hand, yo.
Yeah, I know. Come on, you're an NBA player, millions of dollars. What chores are you doing in your house?
But Scotty getting smashed in his face by a Serbian ninja, like, come on.
7 foot, 300-something pound guy throwing his arms around. Like,
And this one was. See, everyone said when I look at it, I don't think Cat stepped on his foot. I think he stepped on Cat's foot.
So, yeah, he landed on his foot. He was going for the block.
Yeah. So it's like, what? How do you stop that? Like, I don't know.
You can't say a man is injury prone when things happen to him, right? It's not him going out and, you know, like overexerting himself and then he gets injured. No.
Yeah, you all need to stop gambling. That's the problem. You all need to stop gambling.
Yeah, we have to have a segment on that.
I know one of them sponsors are gonna come to me and I'm like, yep. But still, like, y'all need to stop gambling. Like, these guys are humans, man. You know. Okay. Anyways, let's go to the next game. Next game, the Raptors played the Miami Heat. Let's get that on here.
This is like
our Miami Heat,
our early season rivals right here. We played them 3 times now.
3 times already. 114.
We're gonna play them 4 times before the year's up, bro. That's crazy.
We're gonna play them again?
Yeah, are we playing them this week?
Shoot, I didn't even check. Oh my god, I gotta check that.
Yeah, because the cup, right? The cup game.
Well, the cup game was the one that was this game that came up. That was the one.
Yeah,
that
but
was
because we were both eliminated, I believe. I think it goes.
Yeah, that happened. That happened today. Or this game we're talking about now. Yeah.
This game. Yeah. So, but that's 3 times for the year. That's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, and we've played them really tough every single time too.
For sure.
You know,
we played every team tough except for a couple.
Yeah, but
except for the contenders.
But as we can see, we lost this one. This was It was like, I think the Raptors started off okay. Like, I want to see. No. Yeah, Miami had kind of a lead, but then they just started to pull away. You know, our boy Tyler Hero just started to go off. Bam as well. And then this kid Drew Smith, that's the guy that I was wondering. He got some tough baskets on us, and it was really difficult for the Raptors to kind of go forward. This time they actually started Bruno Fernando and Mobos, which is fairly weird as well. I would have probably
tested it out, man. Like I told you.
Well, I would have. Why wouldn't you start Jacoby like last time? They did well. He played well in the starting lineup the last time.
Tank Nation, baby. Tank Nation.
Yeah, I guess. And this is like even the starter. Like, look at the starting line. This is very awkward. Like, just like I don't know what this is, bro. This is basketball. This is NBA.
Like, how do you match up Fernando with Bam? Like, Fernando's not a
man only played 2 minutes. Like, what's up?
Well, it's clearly an experiment. It was like, let's see what it looks like with Bobo and Fernando.
Oh, I know why. Sorry, I forgot why. Because Jacob Pirtle wasn't supposed to play, but he ended up feeling better, and then he came. Yeah, he came on. So sorry, my bad. I forgot about that.
It's all good, bro.
But again, this game was not good. At least Grady shined in this one with 22 points, 4 rebounds. You know,
didn't feel like it though.
No, this game for me, I didn't feel like watching it so like I didn't watch it so intensely like I usually watch them. It was more like in the background, kind of just watching it and having conversations online. Shout out to Zazu and his space on Twitter. We're just here talking about the Raptors, but RJ had an interesting game with 13 points, 10 assists, and 11 rebounds, triple double. I think that's his first one.
5 of 18 from the floor. It was a horrible game for him. Horrible game.
But the good thing is though, he's again another +4.
Yeah.
Notice that?
Yeah. He was on the court for the right time.
But it's like he's rebounding, he's seeing the players. What do you think of him being more of a point guard than a slasher?
I don't like it. It's not his game. You know, I want him to pass more, I don't think his role out there is to be someone to facilitate the offense. Yeah, I'd rather him like set his game up where he's driving to the basket and then look for the the open guy if the defense is collapsing. But for him to like set up an offense, I don't want to see that from RJ. It's not his game. It's not in his repertoire. Like if you watch him play, he's a very direct player. Like I'm trying to get to the basket, or I'm gonna hit the shot if I'm open. The only time I'm passing it if it's like the most obvious thing to do, right? Where it's almost like the guy's open to my right or my left, and if I don't pass this,
look at that pass right there.
That's what I'm talking about. But
like you're talking about in transition, like that's when
absolutely. But I'm not looking to bring the ball up and set the play up and find the no. I'm not looking for that from him, and that's nothing wrong. It's just it's not his game, right?
Yeah, I wonder if like because people are calling point guard and stuff like that.
No, let's stop. Let's stop.
I kind of feel though. I kind of feel though that you do want players that have a lot of vision when you're playing, but again, I keep saying this, and I say this all the time that I think his skill sets are better off the bench, man. Sorry, say again.
Can't hear you. Cannot hear you. Cannot hear you.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
I don't know if that's me or you.
I can hear you. Hello.
Cannot hear a thing you're saying. You just cut out.
Okay, hold on. Testing 1 2. Test 1 2.
Don't hear you. Check your connections, bro.
Yeah, everything is right.
I can hear myself. I can't hear you.
Test 1 2. Yeah, my thing says it's right. Don't tell me this is having problems too. Let me.
You just went silent.
Test 1 2. Testing 1 2 3. Let me remove myself and come back on.
The focus is camera more.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, let me end stream.